Did I tell you? I asked Gunrun to find me a husband, and I'll read you his response.
So wait, what was his response?
It wasn't very nice. Hold on. I said, this was like back in September. I said, Gunrun, I have done so much for our Vshojo family. It is now my turn to ask for a favor. I would like for you to find me a nerdy husband. Not right away, not yet, but keep your eyes open for me. I like him nerdy, I like him smart, I like them not intimidated by my drive. He said, quite the challenge, but okay.
Ah!
Quite the challenge, but okay.
Someone in my chat said I volunteer.
See? It might result in you being cannibalized. You have to consent to that. Maybe one day I will eat you.
I think a lot of people are okay with that. You'd be surprised with how many people are okay with that.
You know what? It's better to have loved and lost. It's better to have loved Matara Khan and haven't been eaten than never have loved Matara Khan at all.
True.
Right? Yeah, I think so. I'm fine with it. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, somebody in my chat was like, well, he didn't say no.
Yeah, but, you know, I want my CEO to be like, anything for you, Matara. I got you. This is an easy task for me.
He should be doing it right now.
You better be doing it right now. Yep.
What would be the criteria for a man to be your husband?
Honestly, the really like lame but true answer is somebody that I enjoy spending time with.
That's not lame. What the heck?
Somebody that I enjoy. I think first for me is you gotta be friends before you are lovers.
True.
I think at the end of the day, one day the love, you know, no matter how sexy somebody is, no matter how in love you are with them, eventually one day you both get stressed, you both get tired, things happen, and you need to have a very solid understanding and friendship in that equation. Definitely because I am somebody who is very passionate about my goals and drive, somebody who has a growth mindset, who if we have a fight, they don't see it as like me versus them, but instead want to grow together. Many years ago, I had an ex-husband that like every time we would fight, he would say really awful things. And then the next day he'd be like, I'm sorry, I was just upset. I said that in the moment, but I was upset. Versus somebody who might see it as, okay, you and I have a problem. Let's fix this problem together. It's not you versus me, right? It's you and I versus the problem. Somebody who's a team player, right? Who would want to like grow together into the team that we're building. The team being, you know, whether it's an eventual family or even like, you know, having a house together, things like that. Kindness is really important, but I feel like just somebody that I feel is, you know, I'm somebody that has gone to therapy and I always try to better myself. I try to understand my actions, my words, my things like that. Somebody who does the same. I'm not saying they have to go to therapy, but at least that they like work on their, you know, my best example is like some people, they start dating at 20 and then they have trauma and problems. But when you get to 30 or 35, you kind of should figure out that trauma and problems a little bit more. And it doesn't matter if you went to therapy or you like maybe wrote in a journal or you figured it out, right? But I'm sure you've had friends who are boys or girls who maybe have the same problems in dating that they did 20 years ago. And at some point you kind of have to think, okay, but have you worked on yourself? Maybe you're just kind of going in blindly, expecting different results by doing the same stuff over and over.
Yeah, they don't know how. They don't have the necessary tools. They don't know.
Yeah. So when I say therapy, like I don't mean you have to go to therapy to get those tools. You absolutely don't. But therapy is usually a good way to get those tools. What about you? What would you say are your criteria for that kind of stuff?
For a person.
For a person, yeah.
It's kind of like the same as your answer, but like I'm very much the type of person where it's like I cannot be with somebody if we're not like friends.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's very, I have to have that like friend connection. But then again, I also can't be attracted to somebody unless we're friends. It's kind of weird.
Oh, you know, I used to not be like that, but as I've gotten older, I can't do casual things at all. I think as I've gotten older, I just, unless I'm in love, I can't do it. Or unless like I see myself falling in love with this person, I just can't do it. It's weird. and it's kind of intimidating because nowadays everybody wants everything with like less commitment and more casual. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I need you to look me in the eyes and tell me you love me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I can't do the casual thing. I've never been able to do a casual thing. It's just not
Really?
me. I don't find an attraction to somebody in a casual thing. Kind of hard.
You know, another thing that's really strange with me, I'm very independent and I need to have my independence and my space. But I also, once if like I'm at a point where I'm living my life with somebody, right? And like I want to live together or do stuff, I kind of want to know what they're doing during the day. And it could be as simple as like, oh, hey, I am going to go work for 8 hours, talk to you in 10 hours. But I kind of like to know. And
you like communication.
Communicate, and it's hard to explain because sometimes guys will be like, "What? You need to know what I'm doing every second of the day." No, but like, I also, if we're living, or like if we're living together, I don't want you to disappear for 4 days, and it feels like.
Wait a minute. Disappearing, like
That's exactly
disappear
what
for
I
4
mean.
days. Like, come on
That's
now.
exactly it, right? Where sometimes, like, if I try to explain it to men, and I'm sure women do this too, right? Where it's like, oh, what? Do you want to know my every move and action? No, but, I'd like to roughly know what you're up to, like, at
Yeah.
least every day.
Like, what the heck?
And if that's too much to ask, then sorry. Like, I'm not,
I don't
just,
think
like,
there's anything wrong with discussing your day with somebody or
Yeah.
like going over daily things with somebody. Like,
mhm.
I feel like the need to want to discuss things and to want to share what's going
Like,
on in your life
debrief.
should be there.
I agree.
And if
I
it's not
agree.
there, then okay, then sorry.
Yeah. And everybody goes through phases, right? Like maybe if I'm having, like maybe I don't know, maybe I'm having a really crazy thing, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, 15-hour work days. But at least you can let them know, like, hey, 15-hour work days. Here's a heads up. I'm so busy. But I definitely do feel like sometimes it's something I had to learn that this is a need of mine, and if somebody thinks it's too much, that's fine. That's valid. But if it's too much for them, that's not. It's not for me.
Yeah.
you know. But it's weird because I'm also very independent and like I like my own space. I like doing things by myself. I like having my own interests, hobbies. For example, I like even if you go to the gym together, I like to do things differently at the gym. We don't even have to go to the gym together. But
Yeah.
I just
I don't know.
I
I've lived my life isolated and like I'm used to doing stuff by myself and used to stuff, but it's like it's okay if we can't hang out all the time. That doesn't bug me. But it's like, can we discuss the stuff that you're doing today? That would be very nice.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't want to discuss what you did with me today, then okay, well then maybe we shouldn't be discussing things and we shouldn't be talking.
Yeah, I agree. And again, like, I think sometimes when you say that to people, I've had this before where they're like, oh, so you need me to give you like a big debrief every day? No. You should kind of want to give me a small debrief.
Like,
and if you don't, then I don't think we're good for each other.
Yeah, it's like if you don't want to give like if you don't want to discuss things like what that's not an open line of communication. How is that gonna work if it's just like you talk to me every few days and it's just like what the
I think 2025 is my year, Mouse.
Oh my god, we were just talking about that in chat.
Really?
Well,
what did you say? What did
chat
you
was
say?
like 2025 is our year. I'm like, sure, chat. That's what we say every year. And I was just doomsaying.
Year? No, I mean, look, you're in better health in years.
But then again, like I always expect somebody in chat said it best. I'm just like that. I expect the worst so that I'm not disappointed.
Sometimes I feel people have an idea that in order to show somebody that you care, they have to move mountains. It's in the little things, right? It's just doing little things often enough to show the person that they were on your thoughts.
Yeah.
Which I think is really big for me.
Exactly. I agree.